Welcome back to our channel, your ultimate insider source for the most explosive daytime drama. Today is a beautiful day to dive into the scandalous world of Los Angeles fashion. Grab your favorite drink and brace yourselves, because the upcoming twists are guaranteed to leave you absolutely speechless. Let us get straight into the heart-stopping action. Monaco was supposed to be a romantic renaissance, but it ended in absolute tragedy. Steffy Forrester Finnegan is currently hurtling across the Atlantic Ocean, her entire world reduced to the haunting image of Sheila standing on the beach. The betrayal is a venom coursing through her veins. John Finnegan, the man who swore to protect her, looked her in the eye and chose his psychotic biological mother over the safety of his own wife. The sheer magnitude of that lie has broken something fundamental inside Steffy. The wedding ring she hurled at his chest was a physical manifestation of her shattered trust. Now, trapped in the first-class cabin of a commercial flight, Steffy is drowning her unimaginable agony in glass after glass of hard liquor. The alcohol burns her throat, but it cannot numb the searing pain of knowing her husband packed his mother's dark secret alongside their sunscreen. She is a woman operating purely on feral instinct, blinded by tears and suffocated by a blinding rage that threatens to consume her entirely. When Steffy finally lands in Los Angeles, she does not go home to the Cliff House. That house is a shrine to a man she no longer recognizes, a fortress breached by the ultimate betrayal. Instead, her alcohol-fueled desperation leads her to the only sanctuary she has left, Forrester Creations. The towering glass building is dark, silent, and imposing in the middle of the night. Steffy stumbles through the empty corridors, her designer heels echoing against the marble floors like the ticking of a catastrophic time bomb. Her mascara is smeared, her impeccable facade completely destroyed. She pushes open the heavy doors to the CEO office, seeking the comforting shadow of her family's legacy. But the office is not empty. Sitting behind the massive desk, shrouded in darkness and drowning in his own private hell, is Carter Walton. The Forrester COO is clutching a bottle of premium bourbon, his eyes hollow, his spirit utterly broken. Carter Walton is experiencing a devastation so profound it defies description. Just hours ago, his entire future was ripped away from him. Daphne Rose Walton, the woman he married with dreams of building a beautiful family, received a crushing diagnosis of premature ovarian insufficiency. The reality that she cannot conceive naturally broke Daphne's spirit, and the overwhelming guilt caused her to do the unthinkable. She walked out on him. Carter is sitting in the dark, paralyzed by the sudden, violent end to his happily ever after. The silence of the CEO office is deafening, broken only by the sound of ice clinking against glass. He is a fixer by trade, a man who negotiates million-dollar contracts and smooths over corporate disasters. But he cannot fix his own shattered heart. When the office doors swing open and Steffy staggers in, Carter looks up to see a reflection of his own unbearable agony. Two broken souls have just collided at the absolute worst possible moment. The air in the room instantly crackles with a toxic, volatile energy. Steffy does not hold back. The alcohol has stripped away all of her filters, leaving only raw, unadulterated pain. She collapses onto the office sofa and begins to pour her heart out, her voice cracking with every syllable. She screams about Finn's ultimate betrayal, about the sheer terror of seeing Sheila lurking in the shadows of Monte Carlo. She sobs that all she wants is to just be free of the woman who is trying to destroy her family, the words tearing from her throat. Carter listens, his own heartbreak temporarily eclipsed by the sheer force of Steffy's despair. He moves from behind the desk, bringing the bottle with him. He sits beside her, offering a comforting presence, a sturdy shoulder for her to cry on. But the comfort quickly morphs into something far more dangerous. The proximity, the shared grief, the intoxicating haze of the alcohol blurs the lines of their professional and personal boundaries. This is the irreversible turning point. Carter reaches out to wipe a tear from Steffy's cheek, his touch lingering just a fraction of a second too long. Steffy looks up into his eyes, seeing the same desperate need to escape the pain that is consuming her own soul. The sympathy between them ignites into a blinding, undeniable spark. It is a desperate, messy, and catastrophic collision of grief and lust. The comfort turns into a passionate, fiery kiss. Reason is completely thrown out the window. The loyalty they owe to their respective partners is incinerated in the heat of the moment. Right there, in the heart of Forrester Creations, on the very desk where they have built a fashion empire, Steffi and Carter cross a line they can never uncross. They surrender to a night of intense, forbidden intimacy, desperately trying to erase their individual traumas through a shocking act of ultimate betrayal. The CEO office becomes the epicenter of a seismic scandal. As the morning sun begins to rise over Los Angeles, casting a harsh, unforgiving light through the floor-to-ceiling windows of Forrester Creations, the reality of what just happened hangs heavy in the air. Steffi and Carter are tangled together, the remnants of their passionate night scattered across the room. The hangover is going to be brutal, but the emotional fallout will be utterly catastrophic. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, the fiercely loyal matriarch in training, has just committed the ultimate sin. She has slept with her husband's close confidant. The guilt will be immediate, suffocating, and impossible to hide. But the dramatic irony is what makes this storyline truly explosive. Because at this exact moment, thousands of miles up in the sky, John Finnegan is making his final descent into Los Angeles International Airport. Finn is a man on a desperate mission of redemption, completely unaware of the devastating reality waiting for him at home. Finn's flight from Monaco has been an agonizing exercise in self-torture. He has spent hours staring out the window, replaying the horrific confrontation on the beach over and over in his mind. He remembers the look of absolute terror and disgust on Steffi's face when she realized he had been hiding Sheila's presence. He remembers the physical weight of his wedding ring bouncing off his chest. Finn is frantic, desperate, and filled with a burning resolve to fix his shattered marriage. He is rehearsing his apologies, planning grand gestures, and swearing to himself that he will banish Sheila from his life forever. He mutters to himself as the plane touches down that he needs to get to Steffi before it is too late. He has absolutely no idea that he is already too late. He has no idea that while he was flying over the ocean, praying for a second chance, his wife was crossing the point of no return with another man. The impending collision is a ticking time bomb ready to detonate. But the explosive drama is not confined to the CEO office. Down the hall, in the bustling design department of Forrester Creations, another vicious showdown is brewing. The polite, polished facade that Elektra Forrester has maintained since arriving in Los Angeles is about to be violently ripped away. Elektra has endured endless manipulation, heartbreak, and betrayal. She has watched her relationship with Will Spencer crumble into dust. But the final straw has officially snapped. Elektra has discovered that her former best friend, Melissa Dillon, is aggressively pursuing Will. The sheer audacity of Dillon's actions has awakened the sleeping dragon inside Elektra. She is no longer the sweet, naive girl who can be pushed around by opportunists. She is a Forrester, and she is about to remind everyone exactly what that name means. The air in the design office turns ice-cold the moment Elektra walks through the door, her eyes locked onto Dillon with a predatory, lethal focus. The confrontation is immediate, brutal, and completely unapologetic. Elektra corners Dillon, trapping her against the drafting tables. She does not raise her voice. She drops it to a venomous, terrifying whisper. Elektra unleashes a verbal assault that leaves absolutely no room for misinterpretation. She accuses Dillon of being nothing more than a desperate, calculating gold digger. She calls out Dillon's transparent attempts to cling to the Spencer family's massive wealth, accusing her of trying to seduce Will solely to pay off her mounting debts. Elektra's words are precise, surgical strikes aimed directly at Dillon's deepest insecurities. She strips away Dillon's innocent assistant act, exposing the greedy, opportunistic predator lurking underneath. This is a masterclass in intimidation, a brutal reminder of the corporate and social hierarchy that governs Los Angeles. Elektra is asserting her absolute dominance, and she wants Dylan to feel the crushing weight of the Forrester legacy. The climax of this vicious showdown delivers a threat that echoes through the entire building. Elektra steps into Dylan's personal space, her expression carved from solid ice. She looks her former best friend dead in the eye and delivers the ultimate ultimatum. She declares with absolute authority that she is Elektra Forrester, and if she wanted it, Dylan would be gone. The threat is crystal clear. Elektra holds the power to end Dylan's career with a single phone call to Steffi or Ridge. She demands that Dylan stay 1,000,000 miles away from Will Spencer, or face complete and utter professional annihilation. Elektra turns on her heel and struts out of the office, leaving a stunned, humiliated Dylan standing in the wreckage of their friendship. Elektra believes she has won. She believes she has successfully neutralized the threat and protected her territory. But Elektra has severely underestimated the sheer, terrifying depth of Melissa Dillon's malice. Left alone in the design office, Dylan does not dissolve into tears. She does not pack her bags and run away in fear. Instead, a cold, calculating smirk spreads across her face. The humiliation she just endured at the hands of Elektra Forrester has not broken her. It has weaponized her. Dylan is a survivor, a woman who has crawled her way up from the bottom, and she is not about to let a privileged, entitled Forrester heiress dictate her future. The mask of the sweet, helpful assistant is permanently gone. Dylan is completely cornered, but a cornered animal is always the most dangerous. She walks over to her desk, her mind racing with dark, sinister possibilities. Elektra has just declared war, and Dylan is more than ready to fight dirty. She realizes that playing by the rules will get her nowhere in this cutthroat world. If Elektra wants to use her elite status as a weapon, Dylan is going to have to destroy that status from the inside out. Dylan opens her laptop, her fingers flying across the keyboard with a frantic, obsessive energy. She is not updating design files or answering emails. She is diving deep into the financial architecture of the Spencer empire. She is meticulously researching Bill Spencer's billions, the intricate web of trust funds, the offshore accounts, and the massive real estate holdings. Dylan is mapping out the exact blueprint of the wealth she intends to conquer. But her ambitions have evolved. She no longer just wants Will Spencer. She wants to obliterate Elektra Forrester's entire existence. Dylan is crafting a vicious, multi-layered revenge plan designed to strike directly at Elektra's most vulnerable points. She is going to use the Spencer fortune, Will's vulnerability, and her own deceptive charm to orchestrate a catastrophic downfall for her former best friend. The battle lines have been drawn in permanent ink, and Dylan is preparing for total corporate war. The sheer scale of the impending destruction is staggering. On one side of the building, Steffi Forrester Finnegan is frantically trying to pull her clothes back on, staring at Carter Walton with a horrifying mix of regret and lingering desire. She has just handed Sheila the ultimate victory by destroying her own marriage from the inside out. When Finn finally walks through the doors of the Cliff House, exhausted and begging for forgiveness, he will be walking into a house built on a foundation of devastating lies. The secret of Steffi and Carter's night of passion is a dormant volcano, and when it finally erupts, it will incinerate the Forrester, Finnegan, and Walton families in one massive, spectacular blast. How long can Steffi look her husband in the eye before the crushing guilt forces a confession? How long can Carter pretend that the greatest night of his life was just a drunken mistake? The psychological warfare is going to be absolutely brutal. On the other side of the building, Melissa Dillon is transforming into the ultimate soap opera villainess. She is armed with dangerous secrets, a ruthless ambition, and a burning desire for vengeance. Katie Logan Spencer is already on the warpath, aggressively interrogating Will about his hookups with Dylan. But even Katie does not realize the true extent of the monster lurking in their midst. Dylan is preparing to unleash a wave of manipulation that will pit the Spencers against the Forresters in a brutal winner-takes-all war. Elektra thought she was protecting her territory, But she has inadvertently awakened a predator who will not stop until the Forrester name is dragged through the mud. The corporate espionage, the romantic betrayals, and the vicious family feuds are colliding at warp speed. Every single character is a pawn in a much larger, far more dangerous game of chess, and nobody is safe from the impending wreckage. Los Angeles is a city built on beautiful illusions, but the truth is about to tear those illusions to shreds. The fallout from this single night will dictate the future of every major powerhouse on the canvas. Will Steffi's catastrophic hookup with Carter remain a secret, or will a suspicious Finn uncover the devastating truth before the week is over? Will Elektra's ruthless power play backfire when Dylan unleashes her meticulously planned revenge? The stakes have never been higher, the betrayals have never been deeper, and the drama is escalating to absolutely terrifying new heights. The Forrester and Spencer dynasties are standing on the edge of a precipice, and one wrong move will send them all tumbling into the abyss. Buckle up, because the shockwaves from these explosive encounters are going to change the landscape of the bold and the beautiful forever. Will Steffi's secret destroy her marriage? And can Elektra survive Dylan's revenge? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below and subscribe for our next explosive breakdown.